Yasui can be translated to cheap or inexpensive. On this channel, I preach that you can start and grow bonsai without breaking the bank. I've shown over 40 videos that you can gain material in easy, affordable ways. What I have never shown is how you can access tools and equipment necessary to style and grow your trees, especially as a beginner for no more than £10 per tool. On the table I have the most basic items. As a beginner, you will not need anything fancy. Your first year or two will be learning simply how to keep your trees alive. During this time, it's a great idea to experiment with clearance garden centre stock. I actually practice wiring on dead or fallen branches from coniferous trees near to me as they keep their flexibility for quite some time. Now, let's get into the tools I have and how much they cost me. First, we have some B&Q secateurs, which cost me £5. Secateurs are great for bigger branches. Peter Chan is known to only use secateurs. Then, my only actual bonsai tool, a concave cutter or knob cutter. This is my most expensive tool at £12 from Amazon. These are essential for wound healing and is one tool I would invest more money in if needed. Moving on to gin pliers or wire cutters. Now if you wanted to buy a pair of bonsai pliers, they start at around £15 for the most basic. This set cost me £5 from Sainsbury's and come with a short nose and long nose pliers and a wire cutter. Next is my go-to pruning scissors. I prefer the longer nose scissors as it's easier to get deeper into the tree. These are the second most expensive tool I have, coming in at £8 each. I actually started bonsai with a pair of house scissors, but as these are specific and sharper for only £3 more, I've started using them. Wire. Now I've sourced my wire from many different places over the years. You might be first inclined to order from bonsai websites. I'm not sure as I haven't tested it, but I would imagine there is some difference in the quality, like with any tool. But for a beginner with cheap garden centre stock, you aren't going to win a Kokafu anytime soon, so I wouldn't worry too much. I've paid from £12 per 500 grams to this wire here, which cost me £2 per 500 grams. These were ordered from Sheen, of all places. As long as it's aluminium, you'll be fine. Pots. Prices of pots depends on various attributes, be it age, maker, style. Of course the biggest attribute, which makes them expensive, is size. That being said, if you hunt for a bargain you will find one. These pots were all purchased from Facebook sales for £20. I gained £18 putting each pot at £1.11p. You can't say fairer than that. You can also find inexpensive pots on bonsai websites. Usually the unglazed and basic glazes are cheap. Remember, with bonsai pots you won't need one until you are ready to refine your trees. Don't rush to put them in a bonsai pot. Fertiliser. I use two types of fertiliser. This is Miracle Grow. This cost me £12. This is a salt-based fertiliser that I use for trees in development, especially those which need thicker trunks or branches. It's high in nitrogen. For trees in refinement or in a confined container like a bonsai pot, I would use Naruko, which is a slow-release natural fertiliser you can get from Amazon as well as bonsai websites for roughly £15 per kilogram. Fertiliser goes very far. This Miracle Grow would last me a whole year and I currently have 50 plus trees and cuttings. Growing containers. Of course standard plant pots are cheap enough and can be sourced from anywhere. People give them away on Facebook. You can also try net baskets or pond baskets. They are a great alternative for trees that aren't too dependent on being wet. They provide lots of oxygen for the roots as well as air pruning the roots. This prevents roots from circling around the pot and can make it easier to transition to a bonsai pot. This net basket cost me £1.50 from a local garden centre. Next is a bit of a niche tool, but nonetheless, carving tools. Now of course a Dremel or a die grinder will get the job done 10 times faster, and for bigger material it would be challenging to use these small tools, but for marmee/Shohin sized trees they are perfect. I bought these from Amazon for £10. For the amount of tools you get, I think that's a deal. Mentioning Dremel, I have just bought my Dremel as I have some larger Yamadori I need to work on. Even this I got at a bargain for £35 from Amazon. The bits needed for dead woodwork cost me another £10. There's also a soil scoop. I got from Shein for £1, and my favourite hack of them all, plasterer's tape. For the first year I used plastic netting in my pots to cover the drain holes. It cost me around £10 for a pack of 10 sheets, which isn't a lot of money, but it was also frustrating to use. I then stumbled into B&Q one day searching for some trees, when I saw this plasterer's tape on offer at the checkout and thought, that looks exactly like mesh, but it's also adhesive. This means I do not have to wire the screen to the bottom of the pot at all. It's been a game changer and I highly recommend it. Please comment below if you have any cheap alternatives to the standard bonsai tools, or if you have any questions. I'll see you again soon.